lift heavy, but when I do, I use reserve.
So for example, there's a lot of programs that rely on frequency, right? And you can definitely drive physiological adaptations with frequency. So that'd be, say that you're squatting 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, that's too much squatting, but that's a broad statement. And that just, you're not understanding the situation. So maybe like on Monday you squat, you do 90% for 2 to 3 reps.
Okay.
Like one set of 2 or 3. And then on Tuesday you're squatting at 65% for 3 sets of 5. Well, and that's just a broad example, but say that you did that, the volume that you did on Monday, even though it was heavy, isn't enough volume to make you sore, and then the percentage is low enough on Tuesday that it's also not going to drive it's not going to disrupt homeostasis, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you would take like your lighter days that you're using frequency and use that as like practice. It would be seen as like your practice days. You see that a lot with Olympic lifting, where they're doing the same movements a bunch, but some at much lighter
Yeah, I see JP.
percentages.
Every time I come in here, I see JP doing the same types of movements.
Yeah, well, it's like it would be analogous to a baseball player taking batting practice. Like swinging a bat is so submaximal, it's not going to disrupt
But
homeostasis.
pitching is
Well, no, like, but squatting is
okay.
like it's like squatting 90% will disrupt homeostasis, right? But if you're swinging a bat, because just when you play a sport, like you're getting generally stronger. The biggest misconception with Olympic lifting as a sport and strength training is that they look a lot alike.
Mm-hmm.
They look very like you would think that you could use.
I thought they were the same.
Well, right, most people do. They're not at all. So it's a sport. So Olympic lifting, snatching, say for example you take the snatch, it's a sub-maximal pull off the floor. Okay, so say that you're pulling off the floor. Well, your strength training would come in your deadlifts, right? Because your deadlift is a maximal pull.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So the snatch is super technical. So like even though you might do heavy snatches, they're still not really heavy.
Compared to.
Because you're gripping the bar all the way out here, like you physically can't lift heavy, just heavy for that particular movement, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, like you take like if you did like some sort of front delt raise with as heavy as you could go. It's a shoulder movement. It's still heavy for that movement, but it's nowhere close to as heavy as you can press overhead, which is a heavy shoulder movement, if that makes sense. So if you wanted your front delt raise to go up, if that happened to be applicable in your sport somehow, right, you could press to get this to go up. You cannot do enough front delt raises, for example, to get your strict press to go up. But you can strict press your way into heavier front delt raises. The same thing goes for Olympic lifting. If anybody who can deadlift 600 pounds can always snatch more than someone who can deadlift 400 pounds. You have to treat Olympic lifting like a sport. It's just like baseball or soccer or swimming, and it's just a sport.
Mm-hmm.
It just so happens to look a lot like strength training, but it's not. It's not strength training. So if you're training to snatch more, you need your strength to go up. Well, no matter how heavy the snatch feels to you, it's not heavy enough to drive physiological strength adaptations. You need to do that with movements that can actually lift.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
There he is. What up? Yo, who truck that is?
It's a loner.
He's
a loner?
It's a liar. It's a
I was about to say, that drink is sweet. Almost.
There we go.
You're very great today.
Slim Shady.
I felt really in a great mood, you know?
You are great.
Outfit, baby.
But the socks are still rocking.
You're looking cloudy.
The socks
Yeah.
are sweet, dog.
You have a personality disorder down there.
It's always, it's hard to choose. I mean, when you got like 20 pairs of sweet socks, it's hard to choose, you know? Just wear them all. Dude, I am hungry.
Want some gummy bears?
Stop playing. Yeah.
Nah.
That's crazy.
That's disrespectful.
That is very disrespectful.
What if I'm having hip mobility issues? What stretches can I do to help that? If I'm having hip mobility issues, what can I do to help that?
See, like, your legs move in multiple directions, Tyler. See, this is the thing about hip mobility, that You need to be more specific when you ask these questions. Like, where are you having the problem?
I thought that was specific.
Like, but your legs don't just. You're not a Lego man. Like, they don't just do this. Like, where? I need more information. You see what I'm saying? So, like,
I'm
what?
having, like when we went to go squat, my ankles came up. I think that is a hip issue.
I think it's probably a dorsiflexion issue in your ankle. Did you ever have an ankle issue or anything? Any ankle injuries?
No, I had a backwards knee, but that's about it.
A backwards knee.
Like, I don't know what the it's not hypertension, but it basically just got clocked in half.
Okay. So that can cause some tightness in your Achilles tendon.
Okay.
Which can create some dorsiflexion tightness, which is probably why you can't go all the way down in the squat right now.
Can I help that? Is there any way what can I do to help that out? So I can, like, I guess, make it more mobile or...
Yeah, there's a bunch of stretches that you can do to work on your ankle mobility.
Okay, for sure.
In the dorsiflexion specific, you can do both, but like it's pretty common where you're saying when I'm squatting I can't get all the way down. What is it? It's probably your ankles or your hips, but usually, I mean, you're a young guy, it's probably an ankle related thing.
Okay.
A lot of times, not always, right? But sometimes, more than not, it's the ankles.